Tiffany Cano, producer of the LA Tribune's Pillars of Power, discovering the hidden secrets behind achieving greatness. With me, Kristine Genovese, soul intelligence method expert, fellow cast member, healer, soul sister. Thank you so much for playing with me today.
So delighted to be playing with you today. This has been an amazing experience so far.
You know, a lot of the cast are healers and coaches and transformation leaders and just come from such a space of generosity. And you provided that for me today. So I actually got to experience one of her sessions, which was exquisite and incredible, gave me more energy, reduced some, backaches. We work long, tiresome hours, when we're on set. So I very much love and appreciate what you did for me. Can you explain a little bit about your method?
Absolutely. And thank you for being so gracious and allowing me to share with you. One of the things we always talk about is heal thyself, right? We're always giving to others. And so sometimes it's difficult for us to open up and receive. And so thank you for allowing me the opportunity to play in your energy. That was so much fun.
I'm very selective. Very selective. But I got the vibe. Yes, to say yes when you made the offer.
Oh, I'm so glad. Well, essentially what my method does is it allows me to figure out what's going wrong in the physical body. And typically it's manifesting as stuck emotion. So when energy is not in motion, it pools in the body and it causes dis-ease or dissonance in the frequency or dysfunction, right? You feel aches and pains. So like our physical body is this wonderful barometer if we listen to it. And sometimes we think it's related to something that's happened in the physical, like slipping down the stairs. But when we actually go in and underneath, we can figure out what are those emotions, what's actually stuck, because emotion is supposed to be energy in motion. When energy is created, it's got to go somewhere. So if we don't move it out of the body, you didn't decide to dance it out or use yoga or go play tennis like me, you have to figure out how to get it out of the body. And so if it stays stuck too long, that's what starts to cause inflammation. And over time, even distorted cells, or what we sometimes call cancerous cells. So depending on how long the energy's been stuck, it can really wreak havoc in the body. So my soul intelligence method gives me the ability to figure out what that is, because most of the time it's stuck in our subconscious mind. And as we know, we can't control that thing, right? I'm glad we have it. If we didn't, we'd stop breathing in the middle of the night. But we have to use 5% of our conscious mind to be able to figure out what's going on in the subconscious mind. So my method allows me to figure out what that is so that someone can heal completely.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that when you were working on me, you had a pendulum, you had a chart, mm-hmm. and so you were testing for different energy blocks. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I can scan or I can muscle test or I just get downloads, and you were using a pendulum. Mm-hmm. Is that how you certify and train people when they're using this methodology?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have an online course. It's an evergreen course, which means you can take it at any time. I do coach in that course once a week live to answer questions. And then I have certified practitioners who are practicing this method in addition to myself. And then we certify other practitioners so that we can spread this message throughout the world. I really want this to become like bigger than Reiki, like Reiki on steroids. It's really specific, and it can really help you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically.
Fantastic. And I'm just curious, tell me more about your book. I know you're also an author.
I am. Yeah. I just released a book in October, Healing Through Soul Intelligence. And it became an LA Tribune bestseller, so pretty exciting. And in my book, I share, what the soul intelligence method is, how it came to be, what my story was, how I came out of the spiritual closet to become the spiritual gangster, and also I share a lot of stories in it, right, of other, functional medicine practitioners, doctors, healers that I've helped, in addition to their patients and clients. So it's really kind of cool when you listen to the varied transformations that people have. So the soul intelligence method is really a complement to just about any healing practice.
And I love that you bring in the medical, the scientific into the woo, which is another thing that we're trying to do here in Pillars of Power, is like bringing in the spirituality and the science and marrying them, or even just creating that awareness for people who didn't understand the connection. So I really love that.
I'm pretty down to earth, right? I'm really where the practical meets the spiritual. I'm pretty down to earth spiritual person. And I really talk a lot about the science behind it because, you know, everybody and everything is energy. We know that since fourth grade science class, right? We're protons, neutrons, electrons. We have these electromagnetic fields. So why it's such a big leap for people to understand that energy can attach to people, places, or things, and it can attach, you know, in different fields of your body. If you, you know, think about, you know, just looking at this little interaction we're having, the only way people can see it is through a transfer of energy, right? I can't explain the internet and how it works. You know, it's the same thing with music. You can hear it, you can feel it, but you can't see it. So it is energy, it's vibration. And even Einstein told us that the future of medicine is vibration. And it truly is. It's when there's a dissonance in the frequency. It's like something's out of tune, out of whack. And so a soul intelligence session is really an energetic alignment, very much like you would go to a chiropractor for a biomechanical alignment. This is a bioenergetic alignment.
Fantastic. So what do clients and students come to you for? Like, what do you actually help them with? I know what you helped me with, you know, but what does your average client and student come for?
Well, it really obviously varies. But when I work with functional medicine practitioners, typically I do the work on them first because the healer wants to understand, you know, what they're gonna experience. And it really touches on all of our pillars, oddly enough. It could be anything from, you know, a physical ailment, right, to a mental wellness challenge, to relationship challenges, to wealth challenges, work challenges, kid challenges, I mean, should I go on? Pretty much when I get called in, I used to tease, the doctors would be like, yeah, I need you to see my hot mess clients. I'm like, listen, we're human. We're all hot messes. That's what we are. Okay. And it's kind of opposite. You know, I used to be a corporate turnaround specialist. And we were taught, you know, don't express emotion. You know, Tom Hanks did this wonderful movie. There's no crying in baseball. You know, you're not allowed to express emotion. And that's like the worst thing, right?
Then it gets trapped and stuck and causes all these aches and pains and physical and psychosomatic problems.
Absolutely. And so people come to me for a variety of reasons, right? But typically I want to teach somebody. I really want this method to spread. I want to see this become a part of wellness centers everywhere as a methodology. Like you can go get red light therapy. You can go sit in the sauna. You can see the physician and get your, you know, wonderful IV. And then you can come and have a soul intelligence session and have it just be part of your wellness visit.
I love that. I love being able to take the time to have the combo therapy.
Sounds like a nice spa experience, doesn't it? Yeah, I know, totally. I'm totally into it.
I'm a gadget girl. I have quantum devices, far infrared mats. I you know, massage guns, a terahertz wand. Like I love all that stuff, and to be able to combine it like what you were just saying is lovely.
Well, and one of the things that, you know, we're talking about is all of this operates on quantum, right? It is quantum science. It's quantum physics. It is not made up. Okay. Like you actually understand it. When you change your internal condition, the external condition changes. So that's why things like meditation, because it changes your internal body chemistry. You know, there's Joe Dispenza's done amazing work in this area, right? With showing how meditation can lower somebody's heart rate. I know he took a group of people to a really funny comedy show, and they measured before and after the comedy show, and you saw how their gene expression changed. So literally vibrating at a higher vibration can change things. You know, you've seen the studies on people yelling at a plant, right? And the plant kind of shrivels and dies. That's not just from lack of attention or lack of water, right? But screaming at it as just as much as it can bloom if you share good things. And you surround it with love. And that's because it vibrates at a higher frequency. So, all of the work that Dr. James Hawkins did in Power versus Force shows you can measure emotions. And when I'm doing a full soul intelligence session, I actually use what I have an expanded version of his chart to show what emotions vibrate at what level, so I know where we're starting and I know where we're finishing, so that hopefully I can get you up into that theta level where the healing occurs, and away from things like perfectionism, which is well below fear, which gets you dropped down pretty quickly. So getting us to kind of operate in that, high alpha, low theta state is really ideal.
I love it. So as you come and you experience pillars of power and amazing casts like Kristine, like Dr. Joe Vitale, like we have so many incredible A-listers, then you can do your small part to expand your consciousness and, get yourself up into that theta, have greater healing, greater meditations, a stronger spiritual connection, and move mountains, baby. Move mountains.
Well, and one of the cool things to keep in mind too is that when you heal yourself, it has a butterfly effect. So if you've ever studied the butterfly effect, when you start healing yourself, you're actually healing for others, because we're all connected. We all come from the same divine spark. And you're actually helping to raise the consciousness of the planet. And who doesn't want to do that?
Heck yes. What even had you want to say a yes to working with this incredible cast and crew for Pillars of Power?
Well, first of all, I have like a schoolgirl crush on the original cast from The Secret. To be amongst some of these incredible thought leaders, like Dr. Joe Vitale, like Marie Diamond and John Asseroff, to be an expert sitting beside them as part of this film was just truly an awesome dream for me. But also to be able to share how we're taking what they started in The Secret and applying it today so that people can actually apply this in their lives, I think is an amazing mission. So I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
And of our 5 pillars, so we've got the pillar of money, health, relationships, mental wellness, and spirituality. Do you have a favorite pillar?
Well, that's a really trick question, isn't it? I think spirituality really is sort of an umbrella pillar. I think it touches all of the pillars. But a lot of my work focuses on health. So whether it's mental health, emotional health, physical health, or overall spiritual well-being and health. So I really operate in the world of health. In addition to doing the soul intelligence method, I also work for an incredible nutraceutical company where we work with lots of functional medicine doctors healing the physical body. So being a part of the health pillar, I think, is really important to me because it applies to so many areas.
I love functional medicine. I have a great doctor in my area.
Awesome. Give me their name.
Okay, I will connect you.
Okay, awesome.
He might also even invite you on his show. I'll connect you. All right. Absolutely. I'm looking out. So what has your experience been like for all the various components that go into putting together a movie? I mean, you had to fly in from, Florida to California. There was so much inner and outer things to do and to be to get here. What has this journey been like for you?
I was sharing, with, I think it was one of the other staff members of the Tribune, just about how incredible my life has changed since being affiliated with the Los Angeles Tribune in 2024. It has radically prepared me for taking my practice, my vision, my mission, and my purpose to the next level. And it's like having this rocket ship behind you to really put you in the right places, in the right rooms with the right people so that I can share my message with the world, which I really feel called to teach people the soul intelligence method and have it be at wellness centers worldwide. So being a part of this movie was really non-negotiable for me. It was just a hell yes. As soon as they suggested it, I was like, I think I need to be a part of that. To be able to get prepared for this was, really just making sure that, you had everything that you needed together. What outfits do you need to wear? What's going to work on camera? What's not? From the silly things like that to, I get to be in hair and makeup, like how fun. And so I think it was just embracing this, the best version of myself coming forth and sharing with others, to be able to meet other incredible healers that are also here and sharing the stage with various experts. I mean, it's an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's been so fun. More fun than I would have anticipated. I mean, I didn't even have a desire to be in a movie, and now I'm cast and producing. But, Spirit called and I got the nudge, so I listened.
And I think that's one of the things, right? It's, people say, well, what do you mean? What does it mean to be spiritual? I think it means paying attention to the signs, right? Paying attention to the synchronicities. When you get a nudge, follow it. See what happens. When you trust and you allow life to flow rather than resisting, typically when we resist, we feel that, we go against our own intuition. We go against our inner knowing, go against our soul intelligence. So when we flow with that, life is so much more fun and so much more magical, and things just seem to align. And it's about really shifting your vibration to that higher state of what you want and what you want to bring into the world. And that best version of you, what are they doing? Who are they with? What are they experiencing? How does that feel? And spending time in that vibration every morning and every evening, and then magically you'll show up in a movie.
Funny how that works. Well, thank you for all that you did to get yourself energetically aligned to be a yes for Pillars of Power. And may this movie inspire each and every one of you who are watching and about to watch. And what would you, as like one final little tip, what would you say people who, could use a little elevation of their energy? Like, what's one practical tip, a quick tip?
A quick tip. Well, one of my favorite things to do is, especially if, I'm feeling like I'm falling out of my higher self, someone's triggered me, we talk about being in this high vibration, but the second you go out into traffic, you're like, right? Somebody cuts you off and you're like, I'm so not vibrating up here anymore. One of the things that I do is I'll put on some high vibrational music, so that immediately helps me shift my vibration up. A lot of times I will spend time out in nature. I'm very fortunate to live in a gorgeous part of Florida where I'm just a couple minutes from the beach. So walking the beach, grounding, feeling that natural sound of the ocean, the om, really brings you back into connection. So there's things you need to do, but most of it has to do with eliminating those distractions and getting back centered within yourself.
Come play with us and get back into your warm, juicy center as you pick up new tips, ideas, insights, blessings that pour through as you're watching Pillars of Power, and tell everybody you know to check it out.
Thanks again for having me, Tiffany. It's truly been an incredible experience. And I hope everybody out there decides to watch. It's going to be amazing. What do you have to lose except raising your vibe? And who doesn't want to do that?
I do. I want to raise. Much love and blessings to you all. I'm Tiffany Cano, producer for the LA Tribune's Pillars of Power, discovering the hidden secrets behind achieving greatness. And join me along with A-list cast. Some of them were in The Secret and our new cast for this incredible film.